Speaking of, we do have a lobby.
Hey! No running in the lobby. And we are here. We did get what we exactly asked for. It will be eGGz Huevos versus Kaluz in this best of one low bracket. Will be a TVZ or a ZvT, depending on your perspective.
You're gonna like this one. Kaluz is from Costa Rica.
Costa Rica.
One of, I think I've seen 2 Costa Rican players, maybe 3. Not too sure. This this would be an amazing matchup because I'm looking at Latin American players like on Wikipedia. There's an Argentinian player called Egg.
Oh, that happened in WSG like last year. It was great.
Like
the casters were just like, we have Egg and we have eggs.
that's amazing.
Great.
We need to bring him back. Like where you at? And then we need a player called Huevos. We just need like the whole spectrum.
Yep. And then we need a player called F. Player called I. Player called, I don't remember what egg in Mandarin is. It's probably something. I don't remember what yeah, there we go. I don't remember what I pressed, but speaking of what I pressed this man here, or woman, this person here in the bottom right-hand corner map, spawning in the bottom right-hand of Simulacrum, Yar Har Fiddly D. The Pig Terran, representing our very own sister clan, Alpha X Latam. We have...
Where's he from?
The player all the way from the Gold Coast, Costa Rica. Kaluz. I can't get hyped enough to go full on Costa Rica.
We'll get there. We'll get there. In the top left-hand corner of Simulacrum LE, we have his teammate, also representing Alpha X, Latin America, as well as representing Colombia. It is eGGz.
It's a very good university, from what I've heard.
Colombian University?
Yeah.
Ah. Nice,
In fact,
nice.
when I was in secondary school, I was like, all right, that's where I'm gonna go if I don't screw anything up, and I screwed everything up.
Nice. I mean, that's what you want, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So we have an interesting openers coming out from both these players. eGGz actually went for pool first.
That's the 3 racks.
Yeah, eGGz went for a pool first, but Kaluz actually made his CC on the high ground, so he was able to, stop it from being denied.
Great. They are teammates, so I wouldn't be surprised if Kaluz is aware that eGGz likes to do this in a best of one. Let's try our chances, really. But yeah, this 3 racks is really interesting to me. Not exactly sure. This can go many ways. It's kind of a variation of a 1-1-1.
Yeah, I mean,
it's a 3 racks with a factory.
Yeah, I mean, what's important is that eGGz he didn't scout it. He could only see 1 racks, so maybe he thinks it's a 2-1-1. He didn't see the third.
Well, I mean, there's only 2 bases right now.
I'm in the third racks.
That was...
God damn it.
That unnecessary for me to say.
God damn, I mean, with you, I don't know. I don't know if you're fucking. God damn it.
It would have cost me nothing not to say that.
Yes, he does not.
But that is a very quick stim, and eGGz is just about to see it.
Yeah.
So he knows that pressure is very much going to be put on.
Mm-hmm.
Kaluz, he's looking to put himself on the map, man. To get the stim, get a bunch of Marines, some medevacs as well. Personally, I would like to see Kaluz go into mines, but it's a very preferential choice.
Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, Kaluz does get his Reaper into the main, and he does scout everything, the main, the natural, and the third. Value on this Reaper, man.
Look at that. I don't care that it died in the end. That was cool.
That was pretty sick. Yeah, yeah.
It was.
And pretty interesting, actually, because it looks like we're going to see a strong, like, push, but it's not all in, because he is getting a third behind this as well.
It definitely is not. I do have to wonder what is the end goal here for Kaluz. I would imagine it's just, basically how a 2-on-1 would normally go, except this time we're going 3 racks. So you're just trying to get a presence on the map, clear creep wherever you can, and then just build up for a more powerful push. Of course, this being a lot more bio heavy, thanks to being 3 racks as opposed to 2. But yeah, I don't know. It gets to the point where it effectively achieves the same thing as a 2-on-1. So honestly, I'm not sure if there's one of them is just flat out better than the other. Going 3 racks into or going 1-1 into 2 more racks in Starport. But this is a very nice round going on by eGGz, but very nice starter stepping as well.
Ooh.
There are only a very small amount of Marines that have gone down so far, and so many Lings, but this might be a bit of an overstim. And the target firing on that medevac will be able to clear out this map force of Kaluz. Kaluz did manage to shave off the Ling count quite a bit, but I don't know, I think overall in the grand scheme of things, he already has another medevac full. Never mind. Well, I guess there's also a thing where as a Terran player, it's like, you really don't want to unnecessarily lose units like that, right?
Well, I'm not sure, to be honest. It's one of those things where I don't know if it's worth it, like to trade in that way, or if it's better to save your Marines for later. Because he traded efficiently.
He did technically trade efficiently if you look at the resources loss, but he didn't get any queens, he didn't get any creep tumors. He got the better end of that trade, but he didn't kill anything that would set himself up for a more powerful push later on.
Exactly.
But maybe that's not what he's planning to go for.
Because, like, again, it is good to, like, trade efficiently and shave off, like, that large amount of Lings, but I don't know. Again, I'm not too sure if it's worth it or not. Yeah,
I feel like it's one of those things that it's good if you immediately have a follow-up, but in the long run, if you're still building up, then it's probably not the most efficient way to do it.
I just saw in chat.
Just looking at chat, yeah. Batalla de los huevos.
Batalla de los huevos. I love it.
Batalla.
That's like Battle of the Eggs.
It is.
I just love that they have a name for it. the famed Battle of the Eggs. It's beautiful.
That's what happened during on this day. They need to get, you know what? We have eGGz, we have eGG. We need to get them to fight eBG.
They need to fight eBG, GGE Mini as well. They've all got to get into like an FFA.
GGE Mini. One of these alliances gonna go down. Speaking of alliances, Kaluz has just lost Marine after Marine after Marine.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, he's been going for all these drops, but he's just been constantly losing all of his Marines. Like, he hasn't been losing his medevacs, which is nice, but...
I feel like this is something that Kerwin has yelled at me a lot about. They're just like, don't lose your units unnecessarily like this. It is generally better to pull your forces together and go for a strong push. But especially now that Mutalists are out for eggs.
Yeah, oh, he loses the medevac as well with all the Marines in it.
It's so much weaker. Kaluz's army is just getting so much weaker.
Oh, he has to protect his tank as well. He has to make sure it doesn't get... Oh no, it's gonna get sniped!
But he can't do that. Not right now. Very nice animation canceling from eggs. I guess you can't really call it starter stepping if they're flying units, but it's a very nice sort of animation canceling. It's effectively starter stepping, but without any steps.
Just very nice focus fire with his Mutalisk, microing them and sniping that tank.
Very good micro.
Yeah. Unfortunately, only 2 tanks here for Kaluz, which I don't know if that's going to be enough, to be honest.
It's absolutely not going to be enough, let me tell you that. Yeah. Unless, I don't know, maybe there's a scenario where Kaluz gets a really good choke point, right? That could be a way that Kaluz makes the most out of his army right now, but he does absolutely have to make the most out of his army. Does need to make sure that he's target firing as well as he can, but that's a lot of Zerg that's going to be coming in very, very soon. And I'm not sure if there's enough micro in the world for Kaluz to really be able to effectively deal with that with the army that he currently has.
Yeah, and it looks like he's going to go for it. One of the tanks isn't even sieged yet.
And they're not. This is a decent split of both Marines and tanks, but in the end, this is just far too much. In saying that, a lot of the Banelings are actually going to get wiped out. And to be fair, so I have a lot of tanks, but eggs right now, it's just Lings and Mutalists. But Kaluz has a very, very narrow window of opportunity here if he wants to get anything done. And honestly, that opportunity was not that lucrative anyway. Yeah, that opportunity ended when all these Banelings morphed. And now he's got another Ling Bane army ready to push out. This is a massive move coming down. Higgs has been setting up his economy for so well throughout this entire game that now he is in a position where he can afford to lose quite a bit of supply. Oh, the SUVs! Very, very soon. There are a lot of SUVs, but good game. Well played. Where is my fingerprint sensor? Hey Bixby, can you open the GG button for me? Thank you. And unfortunately, a player from Costa Rica will unfortunately be eliminated tonight. However, eggs will advance around in this lower bracket. I kind of wish that Kaluz went for Biomine as opposed to his Biotank sort of build. I think that's one way that it could have gone better for Kaluz, but I think it really does come down to eGGz's defense and how Kaluz kind of throw away a lot of supply in these drops. Yeah. He lost a lot of Marines, as we were saying, with all these drops. And sure, he was trading with Lings, but you touched on it earlier, where it's probably more efficient to pool all of these Marines together, and if he had them during that final battle, like he did, like just barely survive, if you recall that first wave. Like if he had like double the amount of Marines, then he would have been in a much better position, and he could have pushed out like much more strongly, and maybe even denied all those morphing Banelings. Who knows? I guess you could say it was a matter of having the wrong priorities for Kaluz. It was very much focused on, I want to trade supply, and I want to trade it efficiently, so long as, it doesn't matter if I lose this, so long as your whatever force you have here to deal with it also gets wiped out. But yeah, it's not something that really benefits you as a Terran player in the long run compared to, say, clear and creep.